Good morning, good afternoon or good evening, and welcome back to Salvage Rescues. So today we are continuing with the Mini Clubman JCW. So we have some new parts to follow on from the last video. It's a really sunny day, so I do apologise for the sun being on the car, but we have the new thermostat. So as you can see, that was the old one with the broken part where all the oil came out of, and here's the new one. So it seems to be just a drain plug what had snapped off. So that was actually on back order from BMW, weren't available till May, so I got a second-hand one. Got new O-rings though, got new O-rings and new bolts. So we'll be installing the new thermostat onto the gearbox, and then we'll put the two pipes back on. And then because we now know the car is running, I've got the lower crash bar assembly from a previous project, so I'm going to rebuild this. As you can see, it's quite damaged, this one, so I'm going to use that one instead of this one. And then so I'm going to remove that, and then I've got the rad pack already built up. So the rad pack's got the charge cooler, the radiator, and oil or the transmission cooler on, and also the fan assembly on the back. I'm just waiting for the AC rad to come for the front of it. So I've pre-bolted all that together, and then we'll install that onto the lower crash bar once we've changed that over. And yeah, I've also got the other external radiator that's inside. I am missing the one, there's a bracket up here what holds the top, as you can see on this side. I haven't ordered that yet, so I'll get one of them on order. But what my intention is to put the lower crash bar on, put all the rad pack onto that, and then connect up the transmission oil cooler lines, fill the transmission up with fluid again, another 7 litres of that, very expensive stuff. And then I can pressure test the water radiator system, and then as long as that holds pressure, I can then put some coolant in, and then I will remove it from the trailer. So I just need to put some more air in this tyre to raise it up a little bit again, and then I can unbolt the lower crash bar. But that's the plan of attack for today. So hopefully by the end of this video we'll have the JCW running and moving and off the trailer, hopefully. So yeah, that's the plan. And then once we've got everything assembled, then we can look at getting the bumper and everything purchased. But the main thing for today is get it running and driving, and so we can remove it from the trailer again. Second attempt this is, first attempt failed. Obviously, if you see the first episode of this series, you'll see the first attempt failed, so we'll go for a second attempt today. But that's the plan, so hopefully, like I say, we'll have no more hiccups, but let's see how it goes, okay? So I'll change the thermostat over now. I've got the torque wrench ready, and then we'll cut back in once that's installed and the lower crash bar is assembled. Okay, ta-da for now. So that's us. We're now fitted the new gearbox thermostat, so that's done. Pipes are back installed. I've also removed I've decided to remove the complete lower crash bar. It's over here, it's this one. Just that's a lot more bent than the replacement one. So I thought, right, let's just take it all off. I've still got these lugs, radiator support lugs to remove. So I'm now going to fit the replacement lower crash bar, and then we can look to install the rad pack then. But I thought I'd just give you an update of where we are. But I'll get the lower crash bar on and then come back to you then. Okay, ta-ta for now. Right, so that's the new lower crash bar installed. As you can see, it lines up absolutely perfectly with the two upper crash bar supports, which just re-emphasises my point that there's no structural damage on this car whatsoever. As you can see, everything lined up perfectly. I didn't strip it down, I just put it in as a whole, and yeah, it all lined up perfectly. So the next job is we're going to remove these, I don't really know what they're called, but they're where the charge cooler sits through. I've got new ones of them as well, so remove these support rubber bung, so I don't really know what they're called, but we're going to remove both of them, install the new ones, and then we can put the whole rad pack in, connect up the transmission fuel or transmission oil, sorry, lines, and then we can fill the gearbox up again with the ATF 7. They're very expensive, sorry to harp on about it, but it's very expensive oil. It's £34 a litre plus VAT, I think, so it comes to just over £200 for 7 litres of it. Nice. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to install rad pack. Yep, I think I'll set you up on the time lapse for that, and then we'll install the rad pack and make sure everything's tight, and then we'll put some fuel in, some oil in it. Keep saying fuel, sorry, oil in it. Okay, ta-da for now. So as you can see, that's a rad pack now installed. I haven't done none of the what do you call it, radiator connections yet, because I want to fill the transmission up with oil again and then check that runs okay. I have connected up the charge cooler pipes and put the clips on, because even if I have to take the rad and the what do you call it, transmission oil cooler off, I can remove them from the charge cooler. They're a bit awkward to get to be fair. I think I should have probably put the charge cooler on first and then put the other two radiators on afterwards, but it's done. All the clips are on, as you can see. Bolted up the oil cooler pipe back to the rad pack, and everything's ready to go. So we're going to fill the transmission up again with oil for the second time. Excuse me. And then we can fire up. Battery said it's fully charged this morning, so hopefully we can start up and finally get it off the trailer. So I'll fill up the transmission oil and then I'll come back and see you then. Ta-da for now. Right, so we connected the battery up again, and we got Ruben out here. Say hi, Ruben. Ruben's going to check for leaks this time, rather than me fire it up and lose all the oil again. So we're going to try a start up, see how she goes. So you might as well do it live with us. I've got my scan. I'll just do a scan before we start it up, and hopefully that should be enough to move it. I have had the battery disconnected for a few days, so it might be a lot of codes due to power outage. Right, so let's see what we got today. Lots of codes again. Like I say, a lot of these might be due to power. Car access system, we're just going to ignore that. Digital ECM, electric fan, yeah, the fan's not connected net. Temperature sensor, mass airflow, yeah, right. ABS, electronic power steering, crash safety system, parking assist, so none of them should stop us. So let's get the codes cleared. Ruben's obviously wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I said just watch it.
There's also 2 wasps on the light where I'm meant to be looking.
Oh, the light?
Well, like the light above where I'm crouching down.
Ah, right, okay. Are you cold?
Huh?
You're cold? You got your hood up?
No, the hood up because there was wasps.
Ah, right, okay. We got some wasps apparently. Right, here we go. Oh, he's screaming because there's wasps again. Let's clear all them. Right, and then we're gonna fire up and see what comes back. Right, car access system, digital motor, total discharge, yeah, temperature sensor, battery sensor, electric fan. Yep, right. Are you ready, Roo? Yeah. Here we go then. Now she's fired up. She's running a lot better today. Ruben's out the front checking for leaks. Anything? Not from what he can see. Yeah, all looks good. All looks good. So we'll see if we can select a gear, because this is why I've had to do this, because it's very hard to get these cars into neutral. See if I can select a gear. Yes. Drive. Reverse. Yes. Right, okay. So we can now get her off the trailer, I believe. Okay, so the next thing you'll see is us manoeuvring it off the trailer and into the hard standing area of the back garden so we can continue to work on it. Still okay? Looking good, he says. He says looking good. Anything for the radiator at the front? Anything coming out the radiator at the front? No? Perfect. All right. Ta-da for now. That young man there forgot to film it, so I do apologise, but we managed to get it off the trailer and get it onto the hard standing in the back garden. We also got it onto the ramps as well. Yeah, it just makes it easier to jack it up. So the plan is to jack it up now, take both wheels off, have a look at this front suspension, because that's a lot lower than the other suspension. See what the issue is there, fill up or connect all the radiators and fan, etc. And yeah, fill up the cooling system, or pressure test the cooling system, and then fill it up. I haven't got the bracket for the other external radiator yet, but there's no reason I can't just connect it up and hang it there. I've got the bottom bracket obviously, but I haven't got the top bracket. So yeah, so that's the plan. We'll jack her up in the air and then get her on some axle stands, then get both wheels off and have a look at the suspension, both front wheels, and have a look at the suspension. But she drove all right, no issues. Lots of warning lights on the dash about PDC and tyre pressure and things like that. But yeah, at least she's moving now, and yeah, we can commence the proper rebuild. All good news. All right, ta-ta for now. Right, so that's us. We're now installed the two new coolant lines. We connected up to the external radiator on the driver's side. We installed a new external radiator on the passenger side, connected that up. We also connected the two coolant lines to the back of the radiator, and we've pressurized the system. So we're sitting at 14 psi, just over 14 psi. So we're going to leave that for an hour. If it holds the pressure, then we're going to fill the car up with coolant, and then we can continue with rebuilding the front. So we got a bonnet catch to go in there, and then obviously the slam panel to go on as well. We got a new one of them, and then yeah, and then hopefully we can then look at taking the wheels off and having a little front suspension. But it's going quite well today. Sun's out, so it must be a good day. Okay, so I'll come back to you in about an hour once we've had a bit of lunch, and then see if the pressure's holding. Okay, ta-da for now.
1 hour later.
Right then, so we've had some lunch. We waited an hour. As you can see, we're still holding at 14 psi. So what we're now going to do is fill the system up with coolant. So or antifreeze as well. Ruben's now going to release the pressure, and then we'll take the cap off and then fill it up with coolant, and then run it to get all the air out. So yeah. So that's quite a bit of luck. I've also connected the fan now and the temperature sensor. So if you just take that off, Roo, and take the pump away. Lovely. Lovely. Get the funnel for me, Roo, please. That's it. And then, why you still got the pump in your hand, buddy?
Because I'm rude.
Right. Go on then, fill her up, Roo. Well, put some in. You won't be able to fill it up yet, but... So you hold the bottle to the side, Roo. Hold the bottle to the side, mate. Turn it to the side, that's it. And
That's
then
what I was doing.
go on. Oh, he's missed. Can you believe he missed?
That's what you get for having Ruben.
Right, I think we can put all of that in, Roo. I don't know how much water the system holds, but we can,
This is quite heavy.
yeah, we can dilute it with some water. Right, stop, Roo, stop, you're going to overfill it. I can see the bottle. Stop, Roo, you're carrying on. I can see the bottle's going to overfill, okay? Leave that in, Roo, please. Thank you. So now we'll start up, Roo, and some... you should see that bottle go down, Ruben. Let me know, yeah? Where you just been pouring the water. Can you see it going down? Don't put the lid on that, you'll need it. Yes, right, it's just trying to get the air out of the system, Roo. Right, we'll leave it there and then we'll fill the system up. Yeah, so what we had to do, we removed the top hose from the radiator again, and then we put the coolant in, pumped some through with a pump we use to pressure test the system, and then yeah, and then it's all flowing down the overflow pipe now. So we're just keeping it running to make sure we got all the air out. and then yeah, apart from that we're all good, and we can start rebuilding front of it now. I'm just going to plug the reader back in and see whether the fan and the temperature sensor codes have gone off, because we'll plug them in again now, so make sure that's all working correctly. And then yeah, what we're gonna do now, Roo? I can't remember. Are we gonna take the wheels off first or rebuild the front first? Don't know, but we'll come back to you when we've decided. Okay, ta-da for now. Right, so what we've done is we've stripped both wheels off, and then we've jacked the car up and put it on axle stands. And what we noticed was this hub here, which is the driver's side, the hub is right at the bottom of the strut. But on the passenger side, it's a bit hard to see. On the passenger side, you can see where it was. It was up to that line there. So we managed to move it down to the bottom of the strut again and get the correct measurement from the spring holder, but we think it might be a little bit bent. So what we're just going to do now, there's definitely a ridge there, so we're probably going to need a new strut. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to put the wheels back on and then see if it sits level now. And that was our problem, because everything else, I can't see any bent arms or anything, so I think it's just the impact must have forced this up the strut, and it's definitely got a ridge there, only on the front side. So I think the strut is bent. Hang on, let me show you. I think the strut is bent this way, which makes the wheel have a camber that way, I think. But if it is, at least we've got the solution to what the problem is. So like I say, we're now going to put the wheels back on, and then hopefully that sits straight again, or sit level, not straight. So yeah, okay, so I'll catch up with you once we got the wheels on, and then we can have a look to see whether it's leveled itself out. Everything else we've done, we got as far as we could get with or far as we could go with the front here. If I just show you, Ruben, the bonnet like sensor has broke off. I got a spare one in the container, but that has also broke off, so I don't know whether you can just buy this sensor. So we can't rebuild, was I actually showing you that sensor there? So we can't actually rebuild the front here until we get this new sensor, which I'll get on order next week. We put this bonnet catch in, which is the spare one we had, put the cable on, so we just need to get a new switch for that, and then we can put the slam panel on and yeah, finish the front end that way. I have got the crash bar, the upper crash bar, but I didn't really want to put it on until I've got the aircon condenser in. I didn't really want to install that, so yeah. So let's get the wheels back on, and then we'll cut back in and show you how she sits once the wheels are back in, okay? Ta-da for now. So we've put both tyres back on. I know the near side one's got a puncture and it's not really inflated properly, but that hasn't made any difference. They're still very much, it's hard to see on camera, very much sloping to the near side. But if you look at the back here, the back's the same. You see you got probably 2 finger gap there between the wheel arch and the tyre. Here you can literally get your hand in, so there's something not leveling, and I don't know what it is. So we're going to jack up again, put it back on the axle stands, and we'll have to have a good route around to try and find what the problem is. I'm really surprised. I really thought that was going to solve the issue, but that has, it's hard to see, that has given us a gap there now, which obviously we didn't have before, because that's right at the top of the strut. between the tyre and the strut, so something must be bent and not leveling the car up. I'll have to do a bit of Googling and try and find out what's going on, but yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll get it back up and then we'll have another look, and then I'll cut back in once we've got it back on the stands again. Okay, ta-da for now. Right, so after further investigations, we have got a level sensor there, as you can see. I don't know whether the bracket that's sitting on might be bent. I'll have to do some research and see what that looks like new, but this side hasn't got one. So all I can assume is there's a level sensor on the near side rear wheel. But I ain't 100% sure, so I'm gonna have to do a load of Google research to find out. But I've Googled the part number and it's definitely a level sensor. So yeah. So we'll just have to do a bit of research. So worst case, there is quite a bit of profit in this car. So if I have to send it somewhere like BMW or somewhere like that, I'll do it. But yeah, so unfortunately that's it for today's video. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please turn on your notifications and subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to follow me on this journey. We're nearly at 7,000 subscribers now, so thank you very much. If you do know anything about the leveling of a Mini JCW, please leave it in the comment section below, or if you have any other comments or advice, please drop me a line. I do answer every single comment. But apart from that, we're done for the day, and we'll see you next Monday at 7 PM. Ta-da for now.